Mars. Mars is the most talked about backup planet for humanity, and for good reason. It is the most Earth-like planet in our solar system by a significant margin. A day on Mars is 24 hours and 37 minutes, almost identical to Earth. Mars has seasons just like Earth because it has a similar tilt. It has polar ice caps, it has a rocky surface you can walk on, it has mountains and valleys and plains. It even has the largest volcano in the solar system called Olympus Mons sitting on its surface. On paper, Mars sounds promising, but the reality is harsh. The average temperature is minus 60 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide, and less than 1% as thick as Earth's. You cannot breathe outside. Ever. The radiation on the surface is 200 times higher than on Earth, because Mars lost its magnetic field billions of years ago. And the soil contains toxic chemicals called perchlorates that would poison you if you ate food grown in untreated Martian dirt. Surviving on Mars is possible, but only inside sealed pressurized habitats, with life support running every second of every day. One failure and everyone dies. Mars is survivable, but it would be the hardest place humans have ever tried to live. Difficulty rating: extremely hard. Moon. Our own moon. It is right next door, only 3 days away by spacecraft. We have already been there 6 times. We know it is real and reachable. The moon has water ice at its poles that could be melted for drinking water and split into hydrogen and oxygen for fuel and air. The surface is solid and walkable. There's no weather, no storms, no hurricanes, no rain. Sounds peaceful. But the moon has serious problems. A lunar day lasts about 14 Earth days of continuous sunlight, followed by 14 Earth days of complete darkness and extreme cold. Temperatures swing from 120 degrees Celsius in sunlight to minus 170 degrees in darkness, the same radiation problem as Mars exists on the moon, because it also has no magnetic field and almost no atmosphere, and the moon has no resources for growing food without bringing everything from Earth. Living on the moon long-term would mean living entirely underground, or in heavily shielded habitats. It is closer and more reachable than Mars, but not necessarily easier to live on. Difficulty rating: very hard, but the most reachable option right now. Venus. At first, this sounds insane. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, with a surface temperature of 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. The atmospheric pressure on the surface is 90 times that of Earth, which would crush any spacecraft or human instantly. And the clouds are made of sulfuric acid. The surface of Venus is completely unsurvivable, but here is the thing that surprises people. About 50 kilometers above the surface of Venus, the conditions are actually remarkably Earth-like. At that altitude, the temperature is between 0 and 50 degrees Celsius. The atmospheric pressure is similar to Earth at sea level. The gravity is 90% of Earth's, which is the closest of any planet, and the thick atmosphere above provides protection from solar radiation. Some scientists have seriously proposed floating cloud cities on Venus. Enormous balloon-like habitats drifting through the upper atmosphere. 50 kilometers above the deadly surface, you would never land. You would live in the sky. The main problem is the atmosphere around you is still made of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid, so any leak in your habitat would be immediately fatal, and getting supplies from Earth would be just as difficult as Mars. But the physics actually works. Floating cities on Venus are not science fiction. They are a real concept that real engineers have studied. Difficulty rating: hard but surprisingly more comfortable than the surface of Mars if you stay in the clouds. Proxima Centauri B. We talked about this planet in an earlier video. It is the closest exoplanet to Earth at just 4.2 light-years away. It is a rocky planet sitting in the habitable zone of its star, where liquid water could theoretically exist on the surface. Its mass is at least 1.2 times Earth's, so the gravity would be slightly stronger than what we are used to, but not crushingly so. On paper, it is one of the most promising candidates for human survival outside our solar system. But the problems are significant. The star it orbits, Proxima Centauri, is a red dwarf that regularly blasts out powerful radiation flares, far stronger than anything our sun produces. The planet is almost certainly tidally locked, meaning one side is in permanent daylight and the other in permanent darkness. We do not know if it has an atmosphere. We do not know if it has water on the surface, and it is 4.2 light-years away, which with current technology would take thousands of years to reach. It is the best nearby option outside our solar system, but nearby in space terms still means impossibly far with current technology. Difficulty rating: unknown but potentially survivable if the atmosphere exists and the radiation problem can be solved. Kepler 452b, Earth's older cousin. This planet is about 60% larger than Earth and orbits a sun-like star at almost exactly the same distance Earth orbits our sun. Its year is 385 days, just 20 days longer than ours. The gravity would be stronger than Earth's because of its larger size, maybe around twice Earth's gravity, which would make everything feel twice as heavy. Walking would be exhausting. Lifting anything would require much more effort. Long-term health effects of living in double gravity are not fully understood, but they would be significant. The star it orbits is 1.5 billion years older than our sun, which means the planet has had more time to develop. If it has an atmosphere and liquid water, it could be remarkably Earth-like. The problem is it is 1,400 light-years away. With any technology we can currently imagine getting there would take millions of years. It is the most Earth-like planet we have found. But it might as well be in another universe for practical purposes right now. Difficulty rating: potentially very survivable if we could get there. Getting there is the impossible part. Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Titan is extraordinary. It is the only moon in the solar system with a thick atmosphere. That atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, just like Earth's. The surface pressure is 1.5 times Earth's atmospheric pressure. There are lakes and rivers and seas on Titan's surface. Rain falls from the sky. There are clouds and weather systems. It has a complete hydrological cycle just like Earth. The difference is that instead of water, the liquid on Titan is methane and ethane. Liquid natural gas flowing across the surface in rivers and pooling in lakes. The temperature on Titan is minus 179 degrees Celsius. Everything is frozen solid except the methane, which stays liquid at those temperatures. You could not survive outside without a suit. But you would not need a pressurized suit to stop your body from being crushed or your blood from boiling. You would just need a very warm suit and an oxygen supply. Titan has all the organic chemistry building blocks needed for life of some kind, and the thick atmosphere protects against radiation. Of all the places in our solar system other than Earth, Titan is arguably the most naturally hospitable in terms of atmospheric pressure and chemistry, even if the cold and the lack of oxygen make it deeply challenging. Difficulty rating: hard but one of the more naturally comfortable environments in the solar system. Europa, Jupiter's icy moon. Not the frozen surface which is bathed in deadly radiation from Jupiter, but the ocean underneath. Europa has a global ocean of liquid salt water under its ice shell, containing more water than all of Earth's oceans combined, if humans could somehow get under the ice. The liquid ocean would provide shielding from Jupiter's radiation. The pressure in the ocean is manageable in the shallower regions. There could be hydrothermal vents on the seafloor, providing heat and chemical energy. In theory, humans could survive in submarine habitats, floating in Europa's ocean. The challenges are enormous. Getting through the ice shell, which could be several kilometers thick, building habitats that can function in a dark, cold ocean with no sunlight, generating power with no solar energy available. But the water is there, the shielding from radiation is there, and the chemical resources might be there. Europa's ocean is one of the most genuinely interesting long-term survival environments in the solar system, if you can solve the access problem. Difficulty rating: extremely hard to get into, but potentially sustainable once you are there. The honest truth is that none of these are easy. Earth is so specifically perfect for human life that anywhere else requires technology and resources we do not yet fully have. But every single one of these places is real. Every one of them has been seriously studied by real scientists, and every one of them represents a possible future for humanity, if we are clever enough and determined enough to get there. That is everything for today. If this made you appreciate Earth a little more, subscribe. Because next time, we are going to talk about what would actually happen to Earth if humans left and never came back. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.